Vallabhagirivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadra Mai Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Harinam Sankirtan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So yesterday His Grace Radhakant Prabhu was discussing about the 3.5.8 shloka, where just a quick review of that. So in that shloka it is mentioned about the Supreme King of all kings has created different planets and places of habitation where living entities are situated in terms of the modes of nature and work, and he has created their different kings and rulers. So very well explained, and taking the analogy of the jail, and we are in the jail of the material world, and we are binded by the material nature, and we are suffering in this material world, right? So that is the kind of discussion which happened yesterday. The discussion is happening between the Vidura and Maitreya at the near Ganga river, right? So we'll go to the next shloka, 3.5.9. So please repeat. Yena prajana muta atma karma. Yena prajana muta atma karma. Rupabhidhanam cha bhidam vyadhatta. Narayano vishvasrugatmayoni. Retachano varnaya vipravarya. Yena prajana muta atma karma. Rupa bhidanam cha bhidam vyadhatta. Narayano Vishwasvagatmayoni. Narayano Vishwasrugatmayoni. Redachano Varnaya Vipravarya. Ena Prajanamuta Atmakarma. Rupabhidhanam cha bhidam vyadhatta. Narayano Vishwasrugatmayoni. Retachano Varnaya Vipravarya. Ena Prajanamuta Atmakarma. Rupabhidhanam cha bhidam vyadhatta. Narayano Vishwasrugatmayonir. Etachano Varnaya Vipravarya. Ena Prajanamuta Atmakarma. Rupana Vidhancha. Anyone else? Yena prajanamuta atmakarma. Rupabhidhanam cha bhidam vyadatta. Narayano Vishwasrugatmayonir. Etachano Varnaya Vipravarya. Eta Prajanamuta Atmakarma. Rupabhidhanam cha bhidam vyadatta. Narayano Vishwasrugatmayonir. Etachano Varnaya Vipravarya. Mataji. Ena prajanamuta atmakarma. Rupabhidhanam cha bhidam vyadhatta. Narayano Vishwasrugatmayonir. Etachano Varnaya Vipravarya. Okay, word to word translation. Yena, by which, prajanam, of those who are born, uta, as also, atma karma, destined engagement, rupa, form and feature, abhidhanam, abhidhanam, endeavors, cha, also, bhidham, differentiation, vyadhatta, dispersed, Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishwashruk, the Creator of the universe, Atma Yonihi, self-sufficient, Etat, all these, cha, also, na, unto us, varnaya, describe, Vipravarya, O chief amongst the Brahmanas. Translation: O chief amongst the Brahmanas, please also describe how Narayana, the creator of the universe and the self-sufficient Lord, has differently created the natures, activities, forms, features and names of the different living creature. Purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Every living being is under the plan of his natural inclinations in terms of the modes of material nature. His work is manifested in terms of the nature of the three modes. His form and bodily features are designed according to his work, and his name is designated according to his bodily features. For example, the higher classes of men are white, Shukla, and the lower classes of men are in black. This division of white and black is in terms of one's white and black duties of life. Pious acts lead one to take birth in a good and highly placed family, to become rich, to become learned, and to acquire beautiful bodily features. Impious acts lead one to become pure by parentage, to be always in want, to become a fool or illiterate, and to acquire ugly bodily features. Vidura requested Maitreya to explain these differences between all the living creatures made by Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We'll chant the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vacha Shri Gurum Dinadhari Hare Krishna. So, I request all of you to pray for me so that I try to describe whatever there in the scriptures which are written by our acharyas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So, actually these are all questions, right? One after the other, Vidura is asking questions to Maitreya Muni. And it's very difficult to, describe or discuss on the questions. Without answers, only question, discussing the question is very difficult. But by looking at the shloka and purport, we are so lucky that our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada given a lot of information, and if we hear one or two classes, and then we can understand what is soul, what is body, and what is God and everything. And if you open Bhagavad Gita, sometimes some of the people asks, okay, why Bhakti Yoga discussed in the beginning of the chapters. And if you read couple of pages on the Bhagavad Gita, and then Krishna, Srila Prabhupada says, take the name of Krishna and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and you can elevate from this material world. That's a the solution of all scriptures is given in the beginning of the chapters. So someone asked like, why like this? There is a possibility, and there are a few questions like that. And then Acharya says, don't know, if you read one page and you leave the body, you can get started, you can understand. One chapter you are done, but by that time you understand what is soul and what is the body and what is God, what is the supremacy of the Krishna, right? That is what the great knowledge which is given by Srila Prabhupada to all of us. So by reading these, we can try to get some references from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and try to understand what is this creature is all about. But the main question of Vidura to Maitreya Muni is, he's saying like chief amongst the Brahmanas, he's referring to Maitreya Muni. Please also describe, in the previous sloka I is talking about the different planetary systems, why the people are in material different planets and what is the reason and something like that. And in this sloka and in the planetary systems, what kind of natures and what kind of activities, karma, and what kind of forms, this is a kind of question about the structure of the jivas, living entities, right? Every living entity is having different structure. I think sometimes I'm not sure if you heard of that. The people generally says in the villages, at least used to be in the villages when I am young, they used to say that there will be 6 people who are identical. Have you heard of that? No. Sometimes, like in some places in some of the villages says, same person with the same features and the bodily features, there will be in the worldwide, you can search and you can get 6 people, something like that they says. But actually 7, I forgot the name, 7 people. So that is a saying, but that doesn't really happens in the creation of Krishna. But we see the similarities between the jivas, but not exactly the same. Sometimes if we see the father and the son, the features of the father and son may be similar, but not exactly the same, right? Sometimes when the boy or girl take the birth, and immediately the people who visits and they try to identify, okay, this girl's nose is like his father, and eyes is, we see that, right? Eyes is like his father or his mother, and some people see about the fingers and nails, they say that these nails are similar to his father, and they feel very happy. But at the end, if you see and if you observe and the boy or girl is growing, it's completely different. That the structure is different and the way of walking may be different. And there are at least few similarities, but not exactly the same. So there is a lot of diversity which is created by Narayana, and that is the reason Vidura is asking Maitreya Muni that why, how it is possible to have these many different living entities with the different forms, right? If you see within our temple hall, many of the devotees are sitting, everyone is having different face, right? And different color. It doesn't matches with other people's color. Maybe that is also mentioned here, some few will be white and few will be black. But all the structures, how it is defined, from where it is coming, how the God Narayana created this kind of variations in the material world. So that is a kind of question he's asking, where the creator of the universe and the self-sufficient Lord, actually he is self-sufficient, no need to do anything and everything, but it's only the creation is made for the jivas, conditioned souls, and given different structures to each and everyone, different colors to different people. And if you observe, this is on the physical body structure, or if you take the dog, it will have similar kind of nose, eyes, it will have it is having the tongue, but it is having the 4 legs. It is having legs, but it is having 4 legs. This body structure is different. Why? Because of the activities. That is also a question asked by, what kind of activities made them to become a dog? Right? And like that, he's talking about nature. Nature, what is the trigunas we have? What is the trigunas? Sattva-guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. According to their nature, nature is created different structures, right? And activities is one thing which is about the karma. What kind of karma we are doing, according to that the bodily features will vary, the nature and the swabhava is also varying, right? And the form, the structure of the physical body, and the features and the names. We don't know, sometimes we give different names to the different people. Sometimes if you take one of the name and we try to structurize, our mind try to give a picture, but when we physically go and see, that person may be different from our imagination. Have you experienced like that anytime? No? Recently I got interacted with one of the Mataji. She connected to ISKCON. Her name is Atidi. I was in an impression she will have this kind of this thing. When I met, she is completely different. Why? Because it's all there in the nature. They get the names according to their swabhava maybe, and the name sometimes represents the swabhava of the people also, right? And recently we have done one namakarana in our temple. There is a request came online, I think, and then we have done. So their parents were trying to give some name. They haven't discussed, and they came very late. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai Sudarshan ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. So they came very late. They're supposed to come by 11:30, but they came 12:15. Okay, and it's a kind of arati time, and everything is busy, and it got late. So when we started with the namakarana, I asked what kind of name you wanted to give, and they are confused actually. Their mother and father looking at each other. Okay, what name should I give? Because maybe they refer to Google and take some different names of the God and this, and they haven't decided, and they haven't expected that this question arises. That is a kind of situation where they are. But they given some name on the fly, which starts with the letter Sa. But maybe, why it happened? Because of Krishna's will. That name may be given by Krishna in such a situation, right? So features and names of the different living creatures, how it is happening. So if we go to the purport of Srila Prabhupada, every living being is under the plan of his natural inclination in terms of the modes of material nature. As we were talking about the 3 modes of nature: mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Where we are, what kind of activities we are doing. In some of the lectures, the Acharya says, maybe you feel that you are very smart, energetic, and you have good, nice physical body, and you feel that I am great. Where we don't know. When if you are doing the activities related to mode of passion or mode of ignorance, then in the next life you may get the different body structure. Maybe in the human form with a black color, or in the animal kingdom. We know there are a lot of examples, right? We'll go to that as well. So what is the plan? Under the plan of his natural inclinations towards the nature. What kind of inclinations, what kind of thought process we have, what kind of activities we do, what kind of swabhava we have, what kind of the things which we are attracted towards in the material world, because our senses are very strong enough, which can take us away from the spirituality to the material, by looking at one, by going into one situation. As we know, like Ajamila is one of the best example. He get into one situation and he fall down from his pious activities, and he get into a different situation. But at the end, lucky that he took the name of Narayana, Antya Narayana Smriti. But that's not like what kind of actions you are taking, according to that your birth will be decided. So I will go to the slides. Just I took some references. As we know, just I thought of remembering how this shloka is having the word. Is this? Vishwashruk, the creator of the universe. Who is the creator of the universe? Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the creator of the universe. So when I thought I thought of having these slides, shloka, Yena Prajana Muta Atmakarma, where we have, the Karanodaka Shai Vishnu, who is, lying on the ocean of the Karana Udaka, and where he creates the total material energy known as the Mahat Tattva. And then Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu enters into the all universes to create the universe. So we got some structure on the planetary system, and from there Kshirodaka Shai Vishnu, and we know that this is kind of just I wanted to quickly go through this. And the third Kshirodaka Shai Vishnu is diffused as the all-pervading super soul in all the universes, in the heart of every living being, is known as Paramatma. So from Mahattattva, Mahavishnu to Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu, and into every golden universe, and is a Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu, and also from there Kshirodaka Shai Vishnu enters into every atom and the hearts of every living entity. So from there it is coming towards the structure of the living entities, right? It's a kind of nature, features, forms and everything. So diluting towards the smaller parts of the nature. So we can see as structures and the varnas which is created by Krishna. Chaturvarnam in Bhagavad Gita 4.13, Krishna says Chaturvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I am at the non-doer being unchangeable. So this can be one of the reference which we can understand why there are Brahmana, why there is structure of Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. What is the base? It's not according to the birth taken in the family or in one of the varna. It's because of their guna karma vibhagashaha. Whether they are in the mode of passion, sattva guna, or whether they are in the mode of in the mode of goodness in the sattva guna, mode of passion in the rajoguna, and mode of ignorance in the tamoguna. Right? We know that, right? Brahmana is in the sattva guna, who always do the sattvic activities. He always takes care of the all living entities and try to respect everyone. A lot of good qualities he will have. He never gives troubles to anyone, who will be in the sattva guna. In his previous life or previous activities, karma, whatever he is done, so all the activities are in the sattva guna, and that is the reason he got the birth into a Brahmana family, right? And also after taking the birth into a Brahmana family doesn't mean that he will be continuing at the same level. If he attracted towards the mode of passion, or influenced by the mode of passion or mode of ignorance, and then it automatically impacts on the life of the person who born into a Brahmin family. And similarly, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Kshatriyas who are in the mode of passion, and Vaishyas who are in the mode of ignorance and passion a bit combined, and the Shudras who are into completely in the mode of ignorance, right? So this Chaturvarnam, which is created by Krishna, he himself, Vishwasruk, right? So he created this universe, and where he created the varnashramas, and so that the people will fall into a different varnas and they will act according to their karmas. Okay. So this is one level. We can understand this part at the end, how Krishna consciousness works. And we can see some of the examples in the purport. Srila Prabhupada says, pious acts lead one to take birth in a good and high-placed family. Even this is a question, and just I thought of having some references. Yada Sattve, from 14.14 there is a shloka, Yada Sattve Pravruddhetu Pralayam Yati Dehabhrit Tadottama Vidam Lokan Amalan Pratipadyate. When one who dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages. This is defined in Bhagavad Gita in 14.14. So, do you have any examples like this, from the scriptures? Can you take one or two examples? Who took birth into good families or higher families, who conquered the world? Srila Prabhupada. Yes, you are saying that? Yeah, Srila Prabhupada is one of the a living example where we are living, right? He conquered the whole world with the Harinam. He took birth into a Brahmana family, and where he took birth into a Vaishnava family, and his father was giving the Vaishnava etiquettes from the childhood itself, and Srila Prabhupada celebrated the Jagannath Radha when he was a small child. It's a kind of great opportunity, right? And from there, Srila Prabhupada moved towards the Shuddha Sattva Guna and spread the Harinam to everyone. So, and also, any other examples? Exactly, yeah. Narada Mahamuni, we know, right? Past life of Narada Mahamuni is a maid servant's son. Where what he did, like he got an opportunity to serve the Bhakti Vedantas, sages, rishis. And then what happened? Automatically his life got changed, and he developed a devotion towards the lotus feet of Krishna. And then we know the best example in the Vaishnavas. Always he says, he takes the name of the Lord and he roams all the planetary systems and gives the name. It's a great musician also, right? This is the best example when pious activities leads to one to take birth in a good and high family place. And as we said, like Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Goswami Maharaj, and everyone, Srila Prabhupada mentions this in one of the purport in the Bhagavad Gita by saying that, if you do good activities, you take birth into a good families, and then from there you can elevate towards the, Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada mentions that myself and Srila Bhakti, my Guru Maharaj, took birth into these kind of families, and where Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a great elevated soul, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Swami take birth into the great family, and from there he picks up the philosophy and he gives that knowledge to everyone. I think Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, when he was there, he established 108 Gaudiya mutts, right? So that is a kind of best examples what we can refer. And there are many other examples, but we can proceed further. And impious acts leads to one to burn in lower classes. Rajarsi pralayam gatva karma sangishu jayate tatha pralinas tamasi mudha yonishu jayate. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities, and when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom. Any examples who took birth into the animal kingdom, for example? Svarocisha. Bharat Maharaj, yeah. So that is the best example what we learnt from the Bhagavatam scriptures, where Bharat Maharaj, he was he left his kingdom. He went to forest. He wanted to do lot of austerity, but unfortunately attracted towards the deer, and he was thinking about the deer, and at the end he leaves the body and he get into the life of deer, right? So these are all good examples. What kind of what is your life and where you are heading? Whether we wanted to move towards the mode of goodness, or we wanted to move towards the mode of passion or ignorance. And also one of the other example where Manigriva and Nalakuvera also did bad activities in their previous life, and they burn as a 2 trees in the courtyard of Sri Krishna, and Krishna delivers them. So these are the 2 examples where we can understand, when the people are in the mode of passion, they will be going towards the animal kingdom. There are few more examples, I think. King Bharata and Jaya and Vijaya also, done some mistakes in their life, and then they born. It's a part of Leela, but we can take it as an example. Jaya Vijaya takes the birth in different yugas and with the different forms as a Rakshasas, right? So what are all those? Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, and then Ravanasura and Kumbhakarna, and then in Dwapara Yuga, Shishupal and Dantavakra. So they took the different births in their thought process, and their activities are into mode of ignorance. And what they think, I am the supreme, I am the controller of everything, right? Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, how they think, everyone should take my name, I am the controller. He also fights with Indra, and he take over the Indra kingdom, and he does a lot of bad activities, and he wanted to take his name only throughout universe. But what happened at the end is killed by Krishna. So those are the examples which we can take from the scriptures. And neglectful humans rebirth as animal planets. In the Bhagavatam it is referred. Bhagavatam warns that humans who live merely for eating, sleeping, mating and defending, acting no better than animals, degrade their consciousness. Such individuals are said to be thrown back into the cycle of lower species, such as insects, beasts or birds, according to the laws of karma. Ahara nidra bhayamaidunancha samanyametat pashubhir naranam dharmohitesho madhiko visheshaha dharmena hina pashubhis samana. In Hitopadesha it is clearly mentioned, if you are doing only 4 things of taking food and eating and sleeping, and you are always sleeping, continuously sleeping. I used to have, and I have a friend, he's a friend of me now also. He used to say when we were in the college days or something like that, and he always says, okay, this week my whole week is for sleeping. Whenever we call him, he won't pick up the phone, and in the evening or sometimes he picks up the call and what are you doing? So this week is for me and completely in the sleeping only. I will spend my whole time in the sleeping during the holidays, for example. And even after he got a job and he's working, he didn't change his attitude. He was saying that I am spending my 1 week in sleeping, or 15 days of sleeping time, because I don't get proper sleep during my work hours. So why I'm saying this is a kind of kind of example. There are many people nowadays. Recently, I met one of the person who is very rich, and also he do lot of work. He is working in his own company, and what he is mentioning that I am not at all getting the sleep until 3:30, 4 o'clock. He don't get, and then he was saying that. And generally, first word what he said is, I won't sleep until 2:30, 3 o'clock. And then I asked curiously, okay, what you will do? You read some scriptures, or what kind of activity you do during that time from 9:30, 10 o'clock to until 2:30, 3 o'clock? No, I try to sleep, but I don't get to sleep. So it's very difficult for him to get sleep. The reason is, might be he's stressed out. He's looking at many companies, activities and the financials, if you look at some area of, small organizations, financial, it is a big thing. If 1 rupee goes wrong, and you have to calculate everything, right? Nowadays we got into Excel sheets, but still we have to make sure if it is correct or not. But the person who is taking care of many companies and its financials and everything, and keeps on coming, okay, this company, the 10,000 or 1 lakh or 1 crore rupees, where it went, I need to find out. He might be continuously thinking about that, and he started sleepless nights, and it became his physical body nature, so he's not getting the sleep at all. So it's a kind of unfortunate. But there are people who continuously sleep, and there are people who are also sleeplessness. Ahara, nitra, bhaya, maidhuna. And if we are doing all these 4 only, then we will be taking a birth into the animal kingdom, equal to animal. And fortunately, we got a human form of life, which is very pious and very, what we can say, it is a kind of diamond. And where only in human form of life we got an opportunity to take the name of the Lord. And only in the human form of life we have an capability of taking the name, uttering the name, by saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is that easy for the animals? No, right? It is very difficult. Even in the evolution process, after 84 lakh species, we got a human form of life. But we still wanted to do, or most of the society nowadays, you see, all the activities, all the inventions, whatever coming up is for the sense gratification only. Unfortunately, we come up with this AI part, anthropic, which is doing a lot of good things and also a lot of nuisance also, right? And the end goal of that AI is, the person wanted to sit idle and enjoy. What he needs to enjoy? Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maidhunancha. And the rest of the things will be done by the system, computer itself. But is he really enjoying? Are we really enjoying with these kind of inventions? No, everyone is suffering. Everyone is suffering. You don't know what exactly happening. If you go and discuss with the IT people, and they says that no, we don't know when our job will lose. We are not happy because AI came into the picture. One person, if he takes 1 month time to do some work, and the AI is doing in fraction of seconds. Just give inputs. I need this. And automatically you get some output, and just you go and integrate it, right, Prabhuji? That is what it is happening, and everyone is thinking when I will lose my job, stressed out. The reason is we are thinking in a mode of ignorance that all these inventions will help me out to get out of this, anxiety. But every invention is making us to get into more anxiety, more sleeplessness. So that means like we are going towards the mode of ignorance, godless society which we are creating. So that is the reason, like neglectful humans, rebirth as animals, and there are, I took few of the examples, the three modes of nature, how it influences us from the Bhagavad Gita. Traigunya, in Bhagavad Gita 2.45, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna Nidvando Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. The Vedas mainly deal with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes, be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. So Krishna is warning that you elevate from these three modes of nature, because we are controlled by the three modes of nature, right? So there is one other shloka, prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. What we are thinking, I am the controller. By what? The influence of the three modes of nature. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. These three gunas are continuously playing a game with us. What kind of actions we have to do, what kind of things we do, where we are heading. So, prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. So, actually, Vidura is asking Maitreya Muni, what kind of things? Just I am, taken these examples, which is already, answered, kind of answers for these questions, which we can get from some references from the Bhagavad Gita. And there is one more shloka. How does the three modes of influences the jiva? Tribhir gunamayir bhaver ebhis sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamebhya paramavyayam. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. If we are under the control of these three gunas, even in the mode of ignorance and mode of passion, and from this shloka even we can understand, even if we are in the mode of goodness, and still it is very difficult to understand Krishna. So what we have to do, we have to elevate. So it doesn't mean that, okay, we are fallen even if we are in the mode of goodness, but we have to go towards the Shuddha Sattva Guna. So that is the end goal of the Krishna consciousness, what we can understand, right? Krishna, he himself is telling, whole world does not know me. There are examples also, right? Brahma Vimochan Leela. Brahma is such an exalted person, and he is the devotee of Krishna who engaged in the service of Krishna and manifested everything for Krishna, but he himself bewildered. So that is a kind of good example. And there are many rishis who are fallen, even they are in the mode of goodness, they are trying to understand Krishna. So there is always a danger, like if we think that I am in a good situation, okay, I am doing bhakti, I am in the association of the devotees, and then always there is a possibility that we get into the Maya and attracted by the Maya, and will fall down. There are a number of examples in the Bhagavatam. So, and there is one more shloka also. Daivi hesha, what Krishna is saying, Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya dhuratyaya mamevaye prapatyante maya metam taranti te. This divine energy of mind, considering the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So, karpanya dosho pahata svabhavaha pruchhamitvam dharma sammudha chetah echreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. What Arjuna did, he surrendered to Krishna and he says that I am your servant, I am your disciple. Now you tell me what should I do. Sharanagati. That way, if we surrender to God and if we surrender to Krishna and if we surrender to Guru, and then only we can understand the supremacy of Lord and we can get out of these three modes of nature. Right? So, Mama Maya Duratya. Krishna, he himself saying, it's very difficult to overcome my Maya energy. So, what we have to do, we have to pray to Krishna that we will get out of these three modes of nature. So, what kind of activities we do according to our birth? In the mode of ignorance, we know, which I already touched, like actions performed actions performed without attachment, free from love, hate, and without longing for results. Spreading the Krishna consciousness. We are trying to spread the Krishna consciousness and the mode of goodness and try to give prasadam to the people and giving the mantra and chanting. Everything which we are trying to do is in the mode of goodness and which helps us to move towards the Krishna. And in the mode of passion, what kind of actions we do? We put a lot of efforts, great satisfaction, one's desire, one's own desire in the ego. As we were talking about the AI kind of inventions, what we are trying to do is in the mode of passion, where we'll get into the wrong results. And also current political parties, they do a lot of mesmerizing programs and they say that I am done this, I am done that. If you see nowadays on the RTC buses, a lot of posters are attached to that buses. This is what it is. You come and invest in our state. Have you seen that in the RTC buses? Every RTC bus is having completely posters sticked to those buses and saying about the growth. But it is really, is that there? It's very difficult. And if you go and if you ask an individual, everyone says that we are suffering with the governments. And in the mode of ignorance, actions undertaken out delusion, disregarding consequences, loss, injury. Now we see the war situation, right? We are US, Iran, and Israel is fighting. With the mode of ignorance only. They don't know about the soul, they don't know about the nature, and everything is controlled by Krishna. They're only fighting for the supremacy on the whole world. I want this, everything should be in my control. It's a kind of mode of ignorance, right? And due to that, everyone is suffering. The different countries, now we started suffering. Whether it is real or not, artificially the people are trying to make it. We are not getting the gas cylinders. If you go to the petrol pumps and they are saying that, low, this thing, we don't have diesel or petrol or something like that. Artificial chaos they are creating, or sometimes there is a reality. Okay, so this kind of nature, why it is happening. And also in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned about the whites and blacks, right? And the nature and the forms. So at the end, if we consider the Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada, what he did is to overcome all these, whether you are Indian or whether you are an American, whether you are a white or whether you are a black, whether you are born in a Shudra family and Mleccha family, and wherever you take birth, you can take the name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And there is a possibility that you can overcome all the trigunas, like from mode of ignorance to mode of passion, and from mode of passion to mode of goodness, and from there towards Krishna. So there is a clear possibility in the Kali Yuga, which is given by our beloved Srila Prabhupada, and spreading across the world. Everyone is taking the name, everyone is reading the Bhagavad Gita, and everyone is trying to understand why I am behaving like this, who am I, and what is happening with me, what is going to happen with my life after this death which is coming on my way. Everyone is trying to understand nowadays, right? Because of our Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we are into that moment where we are taking the name of Krishna. So what we have to do, we have to chant and be happy. Hare Krishna. I will pause here. If any comments or questions, please. No questions? Everything is in confusion, confused, considering all the things. Hare Krishna, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, recently you told this current war situation. So, we see everyone is blaming the American President, Donald Trump. But is he the reason of suffering of the whole world, or something else? As far as we know from the scriptures that everyone suffers his own karma.
Yeah.
But then here we see...
Can you repeat the last sentence? What? So he is the supreme...
Means we have heard that from the scriptures that everyone suffers or enjoys his own karma.
Yes.
But here we see that this American President Donald Trump is being criticized or blamed for the whole situation. So what do you say, Prabhuji, about this?
Okay, it's a kind of complicated question, but there are two things, one on the material plane. If you think on the material plane, and as a jiva, he is trying to take the control of everything, everyone knows that, the country US wanted to take the charge of a whole world and wanted to make decisions, and they will try to impose everything. We know the recent situation on India, what kind of rules and regulations imposed, and everyone is suffered a lot, because many Indians were there in America, and he was mentioning, if you wanted to have this visa, you have to give this much money, and then only you will get the visa, and you will continue in America, otherwise it's very difficult, you leave. And there are many people who came back, right? On the material plane, he is trying to take a control, and that is because of mode of ignorance. Right? Mama Maya Duratya, it is very difficult to overcome. And even on the other, what I can say, lecture, I was listening to this kind of discussion. Yes, he got a good life, right? He got into a good position due to his previous pious activities. But what happened now? These trigunas are influencing him, and he is under the control of those trigunas, and he completely gone into the ignorance. In that way, he is acting on the material plane. And coming to the spirituality, yes, everything is under the control of Krishna, and who was suffering in the material world by the bombs are exploded by him in different countries. And there are many people who are suffering, and the normal people also suffering. That is because of their, again, coming to the previous bad activities or karmas, right? So the relationship between the trigunas with the material plane, and also the activities which are happening, and we are also suffering, for example. Why? Because we are also done some bad activities in our previous life. So that we are suffering, maybe, in the future, for example, we don't have gas at all. What we have to do? We already started with cooking on the sticks for 19th to 27th. And it gives a lot of smoke, and it goes to our lungs, and the nature may spoil. Right? It impacts actually. One way it is good and the other way it is bad. That is because why we are suffering. COVID also such a situation, which is started somewhere in the China and it is spreaded across the universe, and everyone suffered because of our previous past life activities. So on the spiritual platform we can understand in such a way that we are suffering. So yes, Roji, I am not sure if I answered.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय,
श्री स्वारोचिषा प्रभु की जय.
Thank you very much for your patience, patiently listening to my